play a little Yakuza 0, I think. But we will be talking about the channel. This is a channel update. I cannot find my glasses, but that's okay because I'm about blind with them on at this point. I gotta get some new glasses. So it has been a while since I have done a channel update, and I've got the game muted. I'm about to run a game in the background. I honestly don't know if it's one I can stream, so we will see about that. We'll see about that. Alright, so what's going on with the channel update? I have not done a channel update. I have not done a channel update in over a year. And this is basically where I talk about what's been going on with the channel and where I am at going forward. And take feedback and get plans. So now that my technical difficulties are gone, let's do a little bit of a talk about the channel going forward, and then we'll maybe I'll play some games. I don't know. Overall, I have mentioned in one of my last RPG news roundups, been a little bit discouraged, so it's going to be one of them videos. But first of all, to start off, I would like to thank all of my patrons, all of the people that support me on Subscribestar, all of the, both people currently that are subscribed to me on the channel, because I do have a subscription, all the people that are subscribed to me on the channel, all the people that also have channel memberships as well. Without your continued support, without your sharing the videos, without your viewing them, without those who have been supporting me by helping fund the Indie Game Friday stuff going forward, and the other reviews going forward, I would not be able to do half of the content that I do. So there is that. It would just basically be a Let's Play channel, which is okay. It's okay, but when I started doing reviews and such, people seem to like those. So, yeah, I would not be able to do reviews of any sort without the assistance of the people in the channel. So I am very grateful for those. And before I get into it, for those who are wondering, currently, I'll get to that a bit later. So what's been going on with the channel? In terms of overall channel growth, my channel has been pretty stagnant going on like 2 years now. I mean, I've been having some growth. I've made over 3,000 subscribers finally, and it took quite a few years to get that far, but I did. My growth has been pretty linear, all in all. And part of it's just because I can't really devote a lot of time to doing this as like my primary thing, because it's not my primary income by any means. And I just don't have the energy to keep up with all of the demands that being a full-time YouTuber really puts out there, at least not currently. I will continue to try, though. Right now I have settled into a sort of schedule. And I've been putting 6 videos out a week, give or take. I've been doing 9 videos out a week, because I've been doing 1 Let's Play, currently Neverwinter Nights 2, and I've been putting 3 of those out a week, generally Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I have been posting the remainder of my Tomb of Annihilation live play for D&D, or it's not live play because it was recorded like a year ago, but my Tomb of Annihilation, running Tomb of Annihilation, and I will continue to put that one out, but I will address that more later. Then I've also been doing a stream on Thursdays, that whenever I can. Sometimes I can't make it, and I apologize for that, but unfortunately it's part and parcel of why I've been unable to do a lot of videos on here. Just time. But I've been doing live streams on Thursdays, which I've generally been touching on a early access and or upcoming computer role-playing game on those days. However, every month or so, I've been doing a quick look at pay what you want and free role-playing games and role-playing game accessories. People seem to enjoy those. I've got another one coming up. I might do it tomorrow. I have to see it. It's either tomorrow or next week. I will see what's going on there. So there's those. Then there's the usual Indie Game Friday and RPG News Roundup. So where I stand with those, and I've also got more reviews coming up, like tabletop reviews mostly. So where I stand with the basic stuff, I'm going to continue doing RPG News Roundup. I may try to... I've been struggling to get room. I've been like basically clearing entire swaths of this household to try and get room for like a new set. And it's been going slow, simply because I haven't had the time to devote to it. But it's been making a little bit of progress, so you may see one coming up. But I will be continuing to do RPG News Roundup. I may try to do a few changes with that, see if I can keep up with them. I didn't realize how long I'd been doing it for. I like totally didn't realize that. I recently cleared out a lot of my old RPG News Roundups because I was getting, I got the hit, like the strike for an RPG News Roundup that was almost a year old because like a website URL had changed. Completely without my knowledge. I think that strike got reversed. I'm not 100% on it. I think it got reversed. But it kind of hammered home that I need to clear some of my old RPG News Roundups up. So far I've deleted up until the 2020s, and I'll probably remove all of the ones that are about 2 months old, more than 2 months old on the RPG News Roundups going forward. I will continue to do them on a weekly basis. I don't enjoy doing them. I don't enjoy doing them. I am not a journalist. I am not a professional journalist by any stretch of the imagination. All I do is aggregate stuff. I've got like 4 to 5 sites that I visit that I got 4 to 5 sites that I visit. I've got my name on some newsletter lists, of course. And I just go through those each week, and then I go through the Steam new releases each week, and I go through the Drive-Thru RPG stuff each week, and I sometimes touch on the other Drive-Thru RPG stuff. Like there's one for almost every major system now. There's one for Storyteller system. There's one for D&D. And I've been trying to work those in a little bit, but overall I just kind of gather them from all those sites and then round them up each week. And it takes a while to do, but as people seem to appreciate it, I get most of my positive comments on those, so I will continue to do it as long as I can, although I may change up the format a little bit. I did adjust the format a little bit this year, made it a little bit more standardized, started put links in different places so they were easier to access. I may start doing... I'm going to try to start including gameplay video where I can. Hey, thanks for watching. I'm just going over what's going on the channel so far. But I'm going to try and do gameplay video where I can in the RPG News Roundups, but it's one of those things where it already takes me most of a day to put... Or actually, it takes me about a day and a half worth of work. Like... It takes me about 10 to 12 hours worth of work to put together a 10-minute video for RPG News Roundup. Most of that's just research, though. So if I can include gameplay video, I will. I'll experiment with that coming forward. I can't guarantee it, but I will experiment with it going forward. As for Indie Game Friday, every season, I don't do them every single week of a year. I generally cut it off at about the 40 episode mark each year, and I've got 39 of them up. I've got one more Indie Game Friday coming up this year. I may do a bonus one at some point, but because I was given a review code for a game that won't be out until like December 7th. So I may touch on that and then do like an extra one. But for general purposes, expect the last Indie Game Friday of this year to come up either this Friday or next, depending on how I'm feeling. And it's not going to be anything special. Indie Game Friday, I try to keep up with the new independent computer role-playing games, but sometimes you get a bunch of them. Like I stopped covering the early access indie RPGs in my Indie Game Friday because there was just so much that would change with those. So I've moved those to my Thursday stream a while back. So what I've been doing this year with Indie Game Friday is that I basically have over the years built up a really big backlog of indie role-playing games that I didn't cover. So I've basically been spending a while for the last couple months going through those. And part of that's just to clear my backlog up. And part of it is because that gives new indie games time to build up, so then early next year I can have like a couple months going forward. Like I've got a number of them that I want to cover that are really new, but I'm not going to get to until next year. But expect one more of those before the end of the year. Now, after I stop doing them for the year, I may release other stuff on Friday. I don't know. I'll see. But then you can expect Indie Game Friday Season 7. Oh, wow. I've been doing it for a long time. Season 7 to kick in sometime in late January, early February. That's how that goes. As for my Let's Plays, I have been doing one Let's Play, Neverwinter Nights 2. I'm going to continue to do that. I have decided to focus the Let's Plays on this main channel on completing series that I've already started, or series that are in some way related. So that means after Neverwinter Nights 2, I'm probably going to either hit like another campaign in Neverwinter Nights 2, because there is the Mask of the Betrayer campaign, or if there's a little fatigue in terms of Neverwinter Nights, I may pick up Pillars of Eternity 2 and restart that one, or maybe restart Planescape Torment. I got the enhanced edition now, so I can start on that. I don't know, but I'm going to do one or the others. I may put the question up to my patrons and my subscribe star people, my patrons, and my members, my membership people, because I got to give them something. You know, they've been nice enough to support my channel all this time, so I got to give them some input. And I'll take your input. I'll take the general viewership input as well. But in terms of that, that's probably where I'm going to be focusing. I will continue to put out 3 videos of that a week. I would like to do it like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But because of the rest of my video schedules, they tend to be towards the end of the week, so I end up not putting anything out most of the week. And then suddenly Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I end up putting up videos. And that's not a great way to grow the channel on YouTube. So I may have to spread those out a bit. But I will be continuing to do Let's Plays on those. However, if you enjoy my Let's Plays and you are here for the Let's Plays and you've watched all of the ones on this channel, I also have a secondary channel called RPG Crawler Plays. And you can see it in a link on the main channel. It's on the sidebar of my main channel. You can get a link to there. And I currently have a Let's Play of Temple of Elemental Evil going over there. That's the 2003 Atari game. I'm running it with Temple Plus and I think Circle of 8 mod pack. I'm not sure. It's still buggy, but I have been getting it out. And I'm released 3 of those a week. And those go up Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I schedule those a little bit in advance. And I have already started recording The Age of Decadence at the request of one of my patrons. So I will get that up on that one. I do have Tyranny in the queue as well, but that's not going to be for a little while. So I've got a secondary channel with those Let's Plays. I'm putting that up for fun. Don't get angry at me if you see ads on that, because it's too small to become to put ads on. I know I put ads on this channel. That's because I never crossed my goal to take ads off. But I did not put ads on the second channel because it's too small. However, YouTube's terms of service just updated like today, so apparently they can run ads on my secondary channel because it's a tiny channel without me getting any kickback on that. So if you see ads on that. Know that you're just supporting YouTube 100% and none of it goes to me so far. Let's see what else I got. Tomb of Annihilation. I have an ongoing 5th edition gameplay of Tomb of Annihilation that I've been putting up on this channel. It's nothing real serious. It's like bare minimum. It's just me playing Tomb of Annihilation with some friends online, and I posted on this channel. I've been posting on this channel for quite some time. The only reason I'm continuing to post it is for those viewers who enjoy it and like it and want to see it through to the end. I have already edited the remainder of the episodes. I cut that campaign off after they managed to get out And there is some interim, and they did eventually do Tomb of Horrors, but I'm probably not going to post those on the channel. And one of the reasons being is because they don't get a lot of views. Me running D&D, it doesn't get a lot of views. I have a couple campaigns where I do a better job of running it because I'm not like as casual as I am with that one, and it's stuff that I wrote. I don't know if I'm going to put that on the main channel either. If you would like me to put them somewhere, though, and this goes for anyone watching right now or anyone that's watching in the future, hey, thanks for joining us. But yeah, if you want to see me running other D&D stuff, let me know and I'll try to work something out. But as it stands, I'm probably going to have to remove the Tomb of Annihilation stuff from my main channel simply because it does not get a lot of views. So what my plan is with that, I'm going to continue to post it until everything is up. And then I will leave it up for either 1 or 2 months, probably 1 month. And then I'm going to remove it. So if you're in the middle of watching that, whether you're watching me now or watching me later when this goes up on my channel, know that that's not going to be up on my channel forever. So, watch it and I think a month is enough to get through it all. And of course, it's going to be a little while before it's all up anyway, because I've got a backlog to upload. So it's going to be a while before I even start that month countdown. But once it's all up, then a month later it's going to come down. Tomb of Annihilation. The Tomb of Annihilation 5th edition game. And thanks for joining me, man. I haven't seen you in a while. Hello. Yeah, the Tomb of Annihilation is not going to be up on my channel forever. Nor are the RPG News Roundups, because I am deleting those when they get too old now. Because I have to. Because I got in trouble for a link on one. No, my Let's Plays are going to totally be up on the channel. As long as I can keep them up. I don't know. What YouTube is doing weird stuff now. I do not know where they're intending to go. My Baldur's Gate 2 channel is going to be... my Baldur's Gate 2 Let's Play is going to be up for the foreseeable future until I'm basically forced to take it down. And I know you watch... Real, I know you watch... you watch some of my other Let's Plays. I've got the Temple of Elemental Evil on my secondary channel if you ever want to watch it. So there's that. I've already mentioned that. The rest of you have already mentioned that. But I'm mention that for the other one. Yeah. In fact, I'm about to address that. Because I have started... I have a backlog of... Let's talk about tabletop stuff. Because a lot of my viewers watch my tabletop stuff. And it's been a long time since I've had tabletop commentary. I've done a couple of reviews here and there. I do have more reviews coming up. I've got some Shelf of Many Things on some tabletop games from Frenzy Kitty Games. I'm going to put those together. They're not going to be up this week. They may be up next week. I don't know. I'm still writing the reviews on those. I've read through the material. I'm going to get 2 of those done. They gave me 3 to review. I'm going to review 2 of them, and I might do a 3rd one. I don't know. I have been going through my old Tabletops and Tavern stuff. Yeah, I've been going through a lot of my old Tabletops and Tavern stuff. And I have started to post those on an alternate media platform. It is on BitChute. It's old stuff, mind you. But what I'm going to try and do is post my old Tabletops and Tavern stuff and my old tabletop reviews up on that, and then going forward start cross-posting to that, and I might try another platform as well, if only to diversify, just to get another place where I can put them up. As for my computer role-playing game Let's Plays, I don't know. I may mirror them. I don't know. It's going to take a lot of bandwidth for me to mirror them to another site because of the way they work. But I will I will see what happens. But if I do those, I'm not going to make the mistake I've made with YouTube. Because with YouTube, one of the main reasons, and I know one of the main reasons that I don't grow faster is because my content is straight up boring. I will be the first to admit it. My content is super boring, especially with the tabletop stuff. I don't know. But another reason that my channel doesn't grow my channel doesn't grow real fast on YouTube is because it's a niche audience and because I do two things at once. If I only did the Let's Play stuff, then it would grow faster. If I only did the tabletop stuff, then it would grow faster. But I do both. And so and I can't do the tabletop stuff nearly as much as I do the Let's Play stuff because it takes a longer time to read through stuff and to think stuff through and get it scripted out right. So I'm always going to have some people that watch me for one thing and then get bored with the other stuff and unsubscribe and then watch for that other stuff and then get bored with the other stuff. So when I'm putting stuff up on like alt text platforms, I'm going to simply be doing the tabletop stuff. And if I do like the Let's Play stuff, I will put those on a completely different channel. And I think that may work better. I enjoy doing the Let's Play stuff and I enjoy doing the tabletop stuff. But I fully admit that it has hindered me over the years. I have been, to be honest, the whole YouTube stuff, the whole YouTube situation, it has been really distressing to me. I mean, I don't do this for a lot of money. I make just enough money to pay for the games that I play and the games that I review. And a little bit extra to buy books to run stuff online, because a lot of my subscribers, a lot of my Subscribestar people, and a lot of my patrons actually only support me, like my top end supporters on both platforms, mostly support me to play D&D at this point, because I run a 5th edition game for the patrons and for the Subscribestar people on Mondays, and I run a 2nd edition game for them on Thursdays. And I might put some of those up somewhere. I don't know 100%. But I fully understand that they basically them like my no, I appreciate anything that gets to me. I don't want to beg for money, but basically any dollars that I get are bonus. If you can't do it, I'm all cool with it. I just want you guys to enjoy my content. The money that I get goes towards games to review. Like I just picked up Castle Amber, which I'm going to review pretty soon. I'm not big enough to get freebies like that. I just started getting big enough to get freebies on some Indie Game Fridays, on indie game stuff. But until this point, I've basically been buying them out of pocket, which I think is better anyway, because that way I've laid out the money, and therefore I've got a more reason. Like if you lay out the money yourself, you've got a more reasonable idea of whether it was worth it. So when I go, was it worth it? Well, if I laid out the money, then I know whether I regret it or not. You know what I'm saying? But I couldn't do that without the people that support me, so I do like to thank them. I will be putting out some more Tabletops and Tavern stuff. I've been promising that for years. I know. Oh my God, I know. I've got like the next season already sketched out and stuff. I'm basically going through the old stuff, and I haven't been editing it, but I've been throwing new endings and stuff on it, and watching it through and uploading it to the other alternative platforms. Going through that has kind of reinvigorated me for Tabletops and Taverns. The only thing is that I am going to change the format. So instead of looking at this ugly mug here, I'm going to try and minimize that. Like if you've been watching my tabletop reviews, you'll notice sometimes I appear in them, like if it's mostly a PDF, but the majority of them I just focus on like the book or the material in it. So you may see some stuff coming forward in the Frenzy Kitty Game stuff because they're mostly really small PDFs. But I've been like shifting away from that. So I want to do the same with my Tabletops and Taverns type stuff. I will be shifting up so I get more, I want to say more professional, but I am terrible at video making. I am. Yeah, right. The shades do help. I don't know where they are right now. I'm like I'm like half blind right now. So I'm like about. I am literally this far from my computer screen right now. Like this far from my computer screen right now in order to read it. But I want to put more product stuff up, and I feel like it helps with that stuff. I will. Yeah, I kind of want to do like I kind of want to go for that look. I will be getting new glasses soon. I hope. Yeah, I feel wider. Yeah. Speaking of, yeah, I need to cut down on that too. No, I will be getting some new glasses though pretty soon, hopefully. So you won't see the shades anymore, but it may be something else. I'm just so dissatisfied with the way that my YouTube channel's been going, man, and it's nothing I can do about it except continue to try. They want to do. I guess what I can try and do is I'm kind of torn because I'm kind of married to the idea of Indie Game Friday on Friday and then RPG News Roundup on Saturday, but that doesn't let me spread the releases out through the week. So I gotta move like my Thursdays, and I can't do my Thursday stream any other day but Thursday, and that's what's getting to me. Like today, it was a rare thing where I finished my Let's Play recordings early enough to be able to stream tonight, so I could do this update. So we'll see what that. Yeah, but yeah, I'll you know what? I will put a link on my somewhere. Oh yeah, straight to yeah. Skip SOD. I never did play Siege of Dragonspear. I said I was gonna play it. I said I was gonna play it, and I never did. I feel like I should be playing a game in the background. I got Yakuza 0 up, but yeah, I never did play. Do I have MUC? What's that? I'm sorry, I don't get that. If you may need to retype it. It's all good. Yeah, I didn't. I figured it was just a couple things that kicked in Siege of Dragonspear. What I played a little bit of it, but I never. Yeah, it's not a party member. That one, I think it was mostly the way that it was approached. Also, there was some things beside that. There were like jokes made at the player's expense that you really only found funny if you were like on a particular part of the aisle, and that's what kind of angered people. It's like it's not so much making like one thing, but it's like making one thing and then poking somebody while you're doing it. I think that's what made people angry. I played a little bit of Siege of Dragon, yeah, and it got deleted, yeah. I played a little bit of Siege of Dragonspear. I didn't play through the whole thing. But here's where I didn't like it. And I didn't play the whole thing. And I'm told this gets better. But what I didn't like about it is that, if you remember, I played a chaotic evil character. And the Siege of Dragonspear stuff felt a little forced with an evil character. Do I have any experience with Arduin or Palladium fantasy role playing? Okay, I have. I have experience reading Arduin, but I haven't had experience reviewing Arduin. I was gonna do a review of it based on old bootleg PDFs that I picked up. I have a friend that picked up some of the original Arduin stuff for cheap from a local gaming store, and I was going to see about having them send it to me, but I never got around to it. And so basically Arduin was one of those things where I started to look into it to review it, or actually to do a retrospective on it, and I said I'm going to put it aside because this guy I know just picked up like the original books from the books from like the 80s and the 70s and they're not that big. They're not that big. From a local gaming store in, I think, California, but I never got around to getting them from them. So I may take a look at Arduino. As far as Palladium Fantasy Role Playing, my experience with it has basically been looking at the book on the table and not actually reading it. Now, I have played Palladium games. I think I've got like... is this a Palladium game or is this not a Palladium game? I don't think this is a Palladium game. Let me take a look. Is this a Palladium game before I show it? Yes, it is. Heroes Unlimited, like back in the day. Now, keep in mind, I despise superhero games. So I've played Palladium systems, but I have not played Palladium Fantasy Role-Playing. Yeah. OSR stuff is something I really want to cover more of. So anyway, back to the Palladium stuff. I may touch on Palladium sometime, but I'm going to read through the old Palladium books because they are now. I think a couple of them are available on PDFs on DriveThruRPG now, so I may revisit that. I want to shift a lot of my tabletop coverage to OSR stuff because here's the thing with OSR. I want to see how to frame this. I want to see how to frame this, or actually how to address this. I play role-playing, like tabletop role-playing games. I don't care if it's old school or new school. I don't care if it's, 5th edition, 1st edition. I don't care if it's Warhammer. As long as I'm having fun with the system. That's the important part. I have covered a bit more OSR stuff than other systems, simply because my personal preference for playing role-playing games is your basic dungeon crawl. I love that stuff. I can't get enough of it. And OSR supports that very well. With the way I don't want to get like, I don't want to go there, but covering OSR stuff nowadays through no fault of the OSR community's own is considered like political now. And so I kind of shied away from it at first, but at this point, I'm at the point where I'm like, F it. I'm gonna start covering OSR stuff almost not exclusively, but pretty heavy. Let me see some more questions here. So I will be covering more OSR stuff. Palladium books, Fantasy FRP. I've heard of that. Mechanoids. I hadn't heard about that. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I did play that. I played Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles back in the day. I played it like twice. I made a character that was like the Crow from the movie The Crow. And played it in a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game. Rifts I've heard of, but I haven't played. Yeah. Have I tried Pathfinder Kingmaker? I had Pathfinder Kingmaker sitting on my hard drive for nearly a year, and I had not got really into playing it until this week. When I heard, because the turn-based mode on Pathfinder Kingmaker, I should be using this, shouldn't I? Drop some of those plosives. Sorry about that. It's not going to help. The Pathfinder Kingmaker this week, I finally broke down once I heard about the turn-based mode, and I started playing it. I didn't want to really go didn't want to really get far into it because I do intend to do a Let's Play of it. I don't know if it's going to be on this channel or my secondary channel, RPG Crawler Plays. You can access it on the right-hand bar of my main channel. I don't know if I'm going to do it in this or that channel, but I will do a full Let's Play of it. So I played a little bit of it just to get a sense of it. I discovered I really liked the turn-based mode, and immediately got out of it and installed the Call of the Wild mod, which added a bunch of classes from Pathfinder into Pathfinder Kingmaker. And then I went and played the Master Summoner class in the Endless Roguelike mode in Pathfinder Kingmaker, and just played the hell out of that. And I love it. So I will be doing Pathfinder Kingmaker at some point. Yeah. Politics in games, never. Yeah, basically OSR is considered like right wing for some reason. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't make the rules. They just get... I am not the rule maker. I just live by the rules that are forced upon me by people. So apparently OSR is right wing now. The first Neverwinter Nights has a module called Infinite Dungeons. Yes, they do. I love that module. I played the hell out of that module. It's not great, but it's different. I loved it even though it's not great. Any interest in Call of Cthulhu Alone books? Are those like Call of Cthulhu that you play alone? Any interest in Call of Cthulhu Alone books? I do have Call of Cthulhu books in general. I don't know if you see them on my shelf. I need to review these. I love the system, but I will admit that I have only played Call of Cthulhu twice. And it wasn't even the system that I have the books for. It was like 6th edition or something. I've played Call of Cthulhu twice. I love the hell out of it, but I never got my group to play it. Is OSR really considered political these days, or just RPG Pundit and his rants? Here's the problem with OSR considering political. It's not considered political by people who actually play it. It's considered political by other people, simply because a lot of people besides RPG Pundit tend towards the more conservative and or libertarian side. And they don't necessarily put it in their games. And I'm not saying all of them. By no means am I saying all of them. But a lot of the luminaries and such are considered on that spectrum. And then somebody else puts the label on. So if they label you that, well, who knows? Who knows? That's all I can say, man. As far as OSR close... Yeah, I know, man. I'm telling you, Jeff Reintz, yeah. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's political. But the problem is that I don't make the rules. You see what I'm saying? Is that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm not the one that makes the rules. I'm not the one that calls it out. But when other people label you something, you know, what can you do? I know a lot of luminaries. Well, I don't know a lot, but a fair number of them that are in like the ones from which it came down. They are pretty left wing and they're pretty progressive, but that doesn't matter sometimes. You know what I'm saying? If somebody's labeling you something, it doesn't matter what the label is. You know how I deal with it? I'll tell you this. I keep my politics out of the channel. I am libertarian. As well, not big party, not big L party libertarian, just generally libertarian. So I try not to make that come through on my stuff. I try not to get into big rants, but it becomes annoying to me when other people like start labeling, like labeling me as a result, and it just pushes me to just force it. Yeah. It's messed up, man. It's messed up. I don't care. I don't care what you are, as long as I can. As long as I can have fun, and play, I don't care what side of the aisle you're on, man. That's all, man. Yeah. All right, as far as... well, let's get off of that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, OSR. My favorite OSR clones. Which is your favorite? My comfort zone is AD&D First Edition, so Osric seems the most natural fit. Arduin and Palladium FRO drop in rather easily. As far as OSR clones go, my favorites. I can't name one favorite. I can't find. I can't name one favorite. I will say this. Let's look at my desk real quick. Let me put this stuff away real quick. I'm gonna put this book away real. You know, I can't get it in there. It's too raggedy. Let me take a look at my desk real quick. So, what's my favorite? If I go just by what's on my desk, and that's referencing OSR games that I happen to have on my desk, which indicates that they were used last. These two were used last. White Box Adventures and Osric. Those are the ones that I used last. Does that mean that they're my favorite? I find it hard. I like Osric. I do like Osric. But on the other hand, I've been dying to run both DCCRPG and Castles and Crusades. I know Castles and Crusades isn't really an OSR system. I guess some people call it the one. I call it an OSR system, but I understand that it has more to do with like 3rd edition and stuff. I've been dying to run these two. I just haven't had a chance. So what's my favorite? You know, I got to go between what I want to run and what I actually run, and that's the kicker. You know, my favorite D&D, DCC Dungeon Crawl Classics RPG. It's a old school RPG that is kind of wild, kind of squirrely. Yeah, there is a DC RPG. I just haven't. I think it's what is it? What's it called? It's really famous, and I cannot remember it. Because I don't like superhero stuff. I know, right? A quote unquote nerd that doesn't like superhero stuff. No, but seriously, yeah. I get asked what's my favorite edition of D&D, and it's related to the what's my favorite OSR game. My favorite edition of D&D, my favorite OSR game, whatever you want to call it, my favorite role-playing game in general is the one I get to play. Because if I don't get to play, then all I'm doing is reading the books. You see what I'm saying? So my favorite OSR stuff is the ones that I actually get to play. Not seeing that other channel link. Let me get that link for you, man. Let me get that link. I'll post it in the chat. I will post it. I will post the link in the chat. This is presuming that I can find the thing. I will copy the link address and I will post it in the chat. Right here. Now, I want to post it anyway, man. It's advertising. I want to advertise that channel like nobody's business. That's my secondary Let's Play channel. Right now, there's not much on it. Just some Temple of Elemental Evil. But there will be Age of Decadence on it pretty soon. Yeah. Have I found a real use for the old D30? A real use for the old D30. A DCC RPG. Like Dungeon Crawl Classics RPG. That's literally all I use the D30 for. No, I take that back. I literally made a table just to use the D30 in a game I was playing, a 5th edition game I was playing, and I rolled it once on that table, and then never again. I never rolled on that table ever again. I made a table to roll a D30 and rolled it once and never used the table ever again. But yeah, I have used it once or twice in DCC RPG though. Let's see what's going on. What's next? I've been running my own homebrew system for years now. I just love how compatible all the old school and OSR systems are with each other. Me too. That's one of the great things about the OSR. They're similar enough that you can easily use stuff from one onto the other. Yeah. Oh man. And if you're following me on Twitter, I am on Parler too. I haven't checked Twitter in years, man. I stopped Twitter started getting toxic for me years ago, and I just stopped checking it. So I stopped using Twitter. I am on Parler, but I barely use Parler. I'm about to post some links up in the coming days on it, but I barely use Parler, but you can follow me on Parler. I check it more than I check Twitter. Temple of Elemental Evil, a game I Forever wished would have had a multiplayer mode. Yes. Yes, that would have made an excellent one. 3rd edition. Temple of Elemental Evil is one of the most faithful representations of 3.5 edition turn-based on computer role-playing games. I think I know one of them that's similar, and that's the PlayStation Portable game D&D Tactics. Those are the only ones I can think of. They're excellent. Memories type video or series concerning computer and paper games. I have RPG Storytime. I have not posted one of those for a while. You can look that up on my main channel. That's me going over old things in tabletop gaming. I need to do more of those. I've got like 5 of those on a list that I need to get out. My problem with tabletop stuff is that I get so distracted over it that I can't put it up nearly as much as I do the computer stuff. One thing I wanted to do in terms of computer stuff, I kind of want to do a retrospective of old computer role-playing games that I've played. The problem with that is that the main computer role-playing game I used to play as a child was Ultima, and there's already a bunch of really much better retrospectives than I could ever do on the Ultima series. I might do it again. But I might do a retrospective. I've been talking about this of Wizardry. And to that end, I just recently, I had some time to kill, so I took an afternoon and basically beat the original Wizardry Proving Grounds of the Mad Overlord again, just to make sure I could. I might do a retrospective on the Wizardry series. That would be interesting, because there's still rights issues with that go unresolved to this day. The Wizardry series is awesome, so I might do one of those as well. But in terms of general memories, I will try to get some more RPG story time up. Hopefully that'll help. Yeah. Yeah, Temple of Elemental Evil has its downsides. It's buggy. I have all the fixes. I have all the third-party fixes I could find, and it still crashes. It still crashes. So, yeah. Yeah, 3rd edition breaks down at higher levels, but then again, every D&D kind of does. And I've talked to people about this before. One of the reasons why I think is that a lot of the reason why D&D breaks down beyond level 10 is because the original D&D was only designed for level 10. So, yeah, I've got Icewind Dale 2 Let's Play I finally finished. That one's up. I've got a bunch of Let's Plays on my main channel. I've played Icewind Dale. I've got Icewind Dale Enhanced Edition on my main channel. That was one of the first Let's Plays I did. I did that back in like 2014, 2015. That's on my main channel. If you have any... now, keep in mind, because I did it so early in the Enhanced Edition thing, it may be using an old set of rules, because they did update the Enhanced Edition after I finished it. Yeah, if I don't mind broken stuff. I don't mind when stuff breaks at high levels, but I think a lot of that. Yeah, I think a lot of the reason why I don't mind when the newer D&D stuff breaks at high levels is because my campaigns tend to peter out around level 12 anyway. So if I get a campaign that goes beyond level 12, I'm shocked. I am shocked. So I never have to put up with how broken stuff is, just because my campaigns end up, like, people get busy and stuff and start wandering off at about level 12. Yeah. Oh, I appreciate every review. I'm glad Neverwinter Nights 2 kind of brought you in. I've got a bunch of old Let's Plays on there. Yeah, that's why I like BX2. I can't say between all of the old editions of D&D that I have a favorite, though. I guess the one I'm doing right now, I'm mostly doing AD&D 2nd edition stuff, but mostly because Fantasy Grounds has that. Like, they've got that, and I bought it, so I get to play AD&D 2nd edition on my Fantasy Grounds stuff without fiddling with a bunch of modules. So I guess that's why I play it more. It's not through any any innate benefit of AD&D Second Edition is just because I got it now. Hold on a sec. All right, and I don't know how long I'm going to be streaming here because my voice is going to start going pretty soon. The Flying Buffalo City book series. I never got to read through that. I need to. They recently started. I think they've got some of it up on DriveThruRPG. But I've heard good things about it, but I've never actually got a chance to read through it. Let me take a look on DriveThruRPG. Let me see if they've got the city stuff. Yeah, they got the city book stuff on well, they got some of the city book stuff on DriveThruRPG. They don't have it compiled, but at least they've got it so that people can still reference it. I noticed they've been putting up a lot of old TNT style stuff up on DriveThruRPG. Foundry. I use Fantasy Grounds, but I've heard of Foundry and I want to check it out. Nah, this cup is just one I bought en masse. You know what? I bought this cup from a store supplier. Any chance I will review Goodman Games Castle Amber? One moment. Thank you for reminding me. Yes, I will be reviewing Goodman Games Castle Amber. It's not going to be for like a month though. Yeah, I will check out Foundry too. I might do some reviews of virtual tabletops. I will have to do some reviews of virtual tabletops. See, I stopped reviewing the mainstream Wizards of the Coast 5th edition stuff, partly because of what they're doing, but also because I just wasn't getting many views on it. People weren't watching it, so I decided why should I? But stuff like the Goodman Game stuff, yeah, people watch that, so I will be doing that, and I will be doing the Temple of Elemental Evil Goodman Games when it comes out too. Map tools. Oh God, I remember map tools. Map tools I had to stop using. Map tools I had to stop using because one of my maps had so many line of sight things that it corrupted some files on one of my players' systems. Like it overloaded so much that it corrupted some files on their system. Yeah, so I had to stop using map tools years ago. This was a long time ago though. Do I use the Trove to find old publications that are virtually unobtainium? I cannot and will not confirm or deny any suggestion that I might use the Trove to find old publications that you can't find anywhere else. I will neither confirm nor deny that. I'm a newbie to your channel too, going through your old Elder Scrolls series and such. Hope to see more good work in the future, sir. Thank you. I hope you enjoy it. Elder Scrolls was one of my favorite ones to do. I actually had to take 2 shots on the Oblivion one. I had to try Oblivion twice. Now, in the whole new idea, wherein I'm only going to do games. I'm going to continue on when doing Let's Plays on the main channel, and I'll do games in the same series. I may do Battlespire. I don't know when, but I may do it. Have you looked at the Neverland setting book by Andrew Kolb? I have looked at it. I have looked at Neverland. I don't know who it's by. I too forget the author. I have looked at it. I have not looked through it enough to give my opinion on it though. It is on my to look at list. Have I given Lancer a shot? Lancer is that's the old school mecha one, isn't it? Hold on a second. I may have the PDF on here. Give me a moment. Lancer. Is that the old school Lancer, core book. Lancer uh, by Miguel Lopez and Tom Parkinson Morgan, right? And it is from Massive Press. I have it. I haven't reviewed it yet. I have looked at it. It's like science. It's like sci-fi. I don't like sci-fi, but I have heard of it, and I have not been able to play it though. Yeah, I've noticed a lot of stuff in 5th edition can be adapted to OSRBX from like third parties. Yeah, I need to play that. I need to review Lancer. Here's the thing: I don't like sci-fi stuff, but I do like mechs, so I may have to take a look at it. I mean, more than I've looked at it already. You know. It's just I got so much on my plate, man. I got so much on my plate. I got those two Frenzy Kitty games things. I've got what is it? Static Dawn and Something Wicked. And then I've got a somebody sent me a preview book of something called like let me take a look. A preview book of something that a Kickstarter is going to be out on, like, might be next week, might be the week after. And I want to get a review up of that in time to announce the Kickstarter. Just because I said I would, for no other reason than that. And then I've got the Castle Amber stuff. So I've got a bunch of stuff I want to review. Yeah. Yeah, I need to there's so much stuff I want to review. It's just I've got so little time. Hold on. Excuse me. So here's my review process. For those who don't know. Okay. I got different review processes. Entire mech manufacturer that I'm going to show that. All right. All right, here's my review process. It takes me about, depending on the length of the book, it takes me anywhere from 2 to 4 days to read through a book. I'm like a new rule book, just because I read it cover to cover and then I play a little bit of it. If I can't find the people to play it with, I'll play it solo, just to see how the mechanism works. So then that's like 4 days worth of work into it. And then I write the script, and that usually takes me approximately 2 days, even if it's a relatively short script. And then I record it, and that usually I get that done real quick because my production values are like bottom tier. I suck at the production values. I'm trying to fix that, but that's how it goes. So it takes me a minimum of like a week of solid work to do like a single review. Tabletop game review, and this is on top of taking a full day to do my RPG news roundup. It generally takes me about a day to do my Indie Game Friday, and then it takes me about a day to a day and a half to record all of my Let's Plays for the coming week. So yeah, that's like damn near 40 hours a week on a hobby. So when I say I sometimes put things off, and when I say I get frustrated about YouTube stifling channel growth and about views and such falling out, is because it's like 40 hours a week for a hobby on top of like running like basic D&D games. So yeah. Yeah, it's harsh. I just want to do stuff I enjoy, man. So I will be coming out with more reviews though. I got a bunch queued up. Yeah, I mean it's not a woe is me stuff. This is just like, if you wonder why I don't get a new review out or tabletop every week, that's why. I run out of time. I have a file. I have a file on my drive. And it has video ideas and video series ideas that I want to do, and it's like 8 pages long of nothing but a list of stuff. Yeah, yeah. In my and that's on top of work too. That's on top of work too, man. I get very little sleep. I get very little sleep. Yeah, yeah. YouTube is just. Oh, I am so small. I can't. I'm grateful. I am grateful that my channel has been consistently growing, but it has been consistently linearly growing. I know a lot of people would have given up by now because I have seen a lot of people give up by now who are in the same kind of range doing a similar thing to what I do. My YouTube channel list, like I've got my subscriptions on YouTube, and it is just full of dead channels that do exactly what I do that never took off. And it's got quite a few that do exactly what I do that did take off. And a lot of the difference that I see, and I'm not going to pin it all on YouTube because the vast majority of why my channel hasn't taken off, it all rests here. It all rests here. I'm taking it. You know, it's all on me just because I don't have time to promote and I don't have time to get a regular schedule up. I splashed myself in the face. No, I got to work, man. I try not to get my real life stuff into it, but I do stuff that allows me to work from home. That is the only benefit. So when all this started, when people started locking down and stuff, the only reason I noticed it was because I couldn't instead of going to the store, I ordered stuff in. That's like literally the only thing that changed with me because I work from home. Unfortunately, that means I work some ridiculous amount of hours a day. I don't even keep track anymore because I'm self-employed. I'm not going to pay myself overtime. It's like if I don't make the money, I just don't pay the bill. I don't get the bills paid, you know. So I don't even track hours much anymore. Yeah. No, but I enjoy what I do. I enjoy what I do, and I enjoy this. I was saying, if you enjoy what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. Did I ever play Ultima Online? I ran a small role-playing guild on Napa Valley called the Druids of Napa. I played a druid called, I think, Zephyr. And what we would do is we had members who were involved in... We weren't a big guild. We had members that were involved with other role-playing with role-playing focused guilds. But we had a strong PvP element. So we would hire on to do security and stuff for like role-playing events. And we would and that's just loose. We didn't actually get to do that much. But we had all kinds of players. We had some people that would just role play and just enjoy it. But I did like a partial PvP, partial role playing stuff. This was way back in the day. Yeah, Druids of Napa on Napa Valley. And they were involved with like some player towns on that server too. I didn't get to because I was usually off soloing in that game and just handling administrative shit. But yeah, I loved Ultima Online back in the day, man. My MMORPG history was like I went to Ultima Online and I played that, like just buckled down and played that all the time. And then when EverQuest started coming up, I went to EverQuest. I played a necromancer called Ravenetti Tavard on the 7th Hammer. And I did a lot of soloing on that. And I did get involved in I think it was like a 2nd tier raiding guild on that server. And I was with the good guys for a long time. And then I started losing time, like around Legacy of Yakesha, I left that. And I didn't have enough time to really do a raiding thing anymore. And at that time, the guild was kind of going its separate ways anyway. And that's when I went over to World of Warcraft and played the hell out of that until Wrath of the Lich King. And then I started getting bored with that. And And after that, now I don't have time for MMORPGs, because if I get into an MMORPG, if I get into an MMORPG, I don't have time for anything else. So I don't have time for MMOs anymore, and I can't really think of one that really stands out to me. I mean, are there any good MMOs anymore? I'm going to reload my stuff here because I don't know if chat froze or something, but I want to update. I want to make sure that I'm getting everything. Yeah, so I played it. I played Ultima Online, I played EverQuest, I played World of Warcraft. I played a few other things too, but not really seriously. Oh man, the stories I have from EverQuest. Yeah, Eve. People keep wanting me to get into Eve. I played Guild Wars a little bit, but not a lot. Guild Wars is one of those games, and I've got several of them. I've got several games where I've spent way more on the game than is really justified by playing it. Like, I've got games that I've dropped hundreds of bucks into and only played like for a couple hours. Yeah, you know, EVE Online is exactly why people thought that I would love it, because I'm into that sort of thing. I would do all the spreadsheets and such, and that's part of one of the reasons why I didn't. The one that wanted to get me into it was you may have seen him on some of my stuff, rocking OFL. I don't know what he's doing nowadays, but he used to grief insane on EVE, and he tried to get me into it. Yeah, I got enough monthly bills too. Single RPGs now, just because I got better time management on them. Yeah. Yeah, that's actually why I would like EVE, but that's also why I can't get into it, because if I got into it, then I would never get out of it, man. I got into Conan, like Conan, not like the latest one, but the other MMO from years back. I dropped a lot of money on that and played it for a grand total of 4 hours. I got like the collector's edition stuff on that and everything. Got it first day out of the gate, and then played it for like 4 hours and never got out of it. Never got back into it. Yeah. Now I have Conan Exiles, but I haven't really played that much either. Yeah. What I've been playing recently, aside from the stuff for the channel, I've played The Bard's Tale 4, and I'm almost done with it. But the problem is that I started playing it while we were doing, like, we had some construction and such going on, so I couldn't record because there was, well, it wasn't construction. It was like there was work going on in my backyard, so I couldn't really record because I was constantly getting machine noises. So I sat down and played Bard's Tale 4, but I didn't record it. So I'm almost to the end of that game, and I could have done a full Let's Play, but I didn't get to it. I feel bad about playing games now where I'm not recording them for Let's Plays. It's kind of sad. It's like I'll sit there and I go, man, I want to play a game, but I just want to veg out. Oh, but I can't play that game because I got to record it for a Let's Play. But I don't feel like doing a Let's Play today because I'm not feeling real hot, real energetic or whatever. So I get these situations where I want to play a game, but I can't. It's sad, man. It's sad. And I've also been playing Yakuza 0 lately a lot. And I never thought about doing that for the channel because it's not really a RPG, but I'm loving Yakuza 0. Space Station 13. I might want to like eyeball that sometime. Yeah, I might want to eyeball that sometime. Oh man. Let's see. Anyway, for my channel, I think that's about it for my channel update. Other things I want to review for my channel include Pendragon and Paladin, but I'm sitting here like well, less so with Paladin, but like with Pendragon, it's like I want to review this, but how do you review a masterpiece? You know, Greg Stafford's, rest his soul, he's gone. But it's like how does a peasant like me review something like Pendragon, man? It's like a scholarly masterpiece, man. I am not aware of any of those. I want to play more Pendragon, man. I've heard the Great Campaign is awesome. I can't get my people to play Pendragon. I can get them to play like anything. I can get them to play GURPS Fantasy RPG or Dungeon Fantasy RPG, but I can't get them to play Pendragon. Have I ever reviewed any version of Warhammer FRPG or Talislanta? No, I have not. However, I did purchase first edition and the new one in order to review them. I just haven't got around to them. I never actually got to play them that much. That's part of it. Yeah, I want to. Yeah, I want to play. I want to review those, but I also want to give them justice because I don't know if you've heard, but Warhammer has a almost zealotrous community behind it. So I want to do my due diligence on it. I want to do my due diligence on Warhammer. I don't want to just take a look at it and go. I want to actually do my due diligence on it. Because I've heard it has a big community. Oh man. Yeah. I'm gonna have to wrap this up pretty soon. Yeah. So now from what I've read of it, it looks way more vicious, and I love that about it. Yeah. I may have to wrap this up pretty soon. I think I've covered pretty much everywhere I'm going. I got more tabletop role-playing game reviews coming up. I got, my Let's Plays, my secondary channel. I'm going to try and get stuff up on Alt Tech just so I can diversify. Oh, damn. That's funny, man. That is lucky. That is a really good luck on that. That's not on that Pendragon stuff, on that due to really good luck in investments. You have over 400 Libra of money. Yeah, that's no joke in that game, man. Yeah, okay. So I got to get out of here, man. Thank you guys. Thank you all for watching. Thank you those of you who have supported me. As I said, my patrons. All right. So I have channel memberships. I have patrons. I have Subscribe Star. All of them get access to a supporter exclusive Let's Play of Vikings Expedition that I'm doing. And I do it like 2 weeks a month, which isn't great, but then I do it for like a couple hours, so go figure. I think it works out to be about the same as everything else. And people at the higher tiers, I've been getting into my 2 patron games. I've got a 5th edition game that I play at like 2 p.m. Central on Mondays, and a 2nd edition AD&D game that I play at 2 p.m. Centrals on Thursdays. I may find some way to put excerpts of those up somewhere. I don't know. If you want to see more of me DMing and playing D&D and stuff, let me know. I'm not going to put it on the main channel, but I'll find some way to get it out there so that you can view it if you want. And if you have any more feedback, let me know. Tomorrow I will be doing another stream. I don't know if it's going to be a quick look at pay what you want stuff or another game. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll do it tomorrow. Until next time, take care and goodbye.